Just had to make sure everything is all correct. And we're about to get it started and go live again inside my beautiful office here. And here we are, another episode of Perry Jones One Night Only podcast here on IG and YouTube. Welcome, family. I got you guys both. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in on this live. And this is the first time in a month that I'm coming in and not I'm not on the streets. I've been on the streets. I've been on the go, and man, it's been a major change from West Coast to East Coast. I just finally got relaxed and settled after all of this. All of this. I can't believe just what 3.5 weeks ago, I was in another state and basically three time zones, just three time zones back. I mean, this is amazing. It's almost midnight on the East Coast right now, but this would have been 9 o'clock on the West Coast. But here I am. I am back. Your boy is back. He's doing it in his office. I finally got my office all set up, and here we are. So, welcome. And we are about to get it in. Wait for a few more people to come in and to see before I get going on this quick journey. Have you guys been watching me over the last 3 weeks? I've been doing everything. Been doing everything on the streets because I wasn't settled yet. I was actually driving through from my town of Los Angeles or Pasadena. Then I drove all the way to like Dallas, see a family over there. So it looks like a pit stop right in between of everything. Of finally leaving Dallas area to come over here to Virginia Beach. So if you guys didn't hear last week, yes, I'm here over on the East Coast, Virginia Beach. And welcome, Virginia Beach to 757. That's what they say is a 757 area code. I am happy to be over here. It's like a pit stop to my nest, I can say my resting place, which will eventually be New York City. In the meantime, I'm just gonna hang out here and enjoy my time here. I wanted to see more family over here, so that's why I'm in Virginia Beach, and I wanted to see how they live over here. There's some connections that I'm working on getting over here, and that's why I made this stop over here. Very important on my journey to where I'm going to be. So, today's topic, man, this topic is going to probably hit some nerves. This topic is about fitting out, trying to fit out and not fit in. Fitting out is some people are naturals at fitting out and not fitting in the herd, not fitting in times. Just just perfect example. It could be fitting out at a casting call. I've been through a lot of casting calls. I've done the modeling thing. Like I said in one of my episodes recently, I've done the modeling thing 20 some years ago, and I did that for a dozen years. I don't know how many times I felt like I didn't belong. I mean, I really felt like I didn't belong in this group. I didn't belong just anywhere. Environment could be at a job. You just feel like you don't belong here. And I don't know if you ever felt like that. Like I went out to like a nightlife spot here just recently in Virginia Beach. And I've always felt like when I go to spots, I just want to have a good time, hear some music, get a drink or whatever. And there's times I just feel like, why am I here? Everybody's doing this, and you're just got a drink in your hand, got your hand, your other hands in your pocket, and you're just wondering why. Like, just observing, and I'm good at observing. I'd rather just kind of hang out in the corner and just observe, just watch, listen to music, get a groove. Sometimes I might sit down, depends if I'm tired or whatever. But it's just a thought of you're trying to blend in. And no matter, I don't know if this is you who I'm talking to, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't work for me. Blending in, fitting in, and you're really trying to be not seen. You're really trying to just like blend in with the crowd. But there's something inside of you that's just like, this is not, this is not, it's not feeling right. Even you see a person get a nice little colorful drink like Crown Royal or whatever drink you like, margarita, whatever, pina colada, and then you're like, man, I think I like that drink, and so you try to get that drink, whatever. See someone that's really cool over there, you like, oh, I like his style. Oh, that's kind of cool, and so and you lean in a certain way. And this is when I was a lot younger. You get a little insecure about like, okay, maybe I'm sitting kind of awkward. I don't want to look hungry and I'm sitting around. So you just feel just a little different. And this is what happens. You try to mimic people, you try to copy people when you're insecure. And it's been probably decades since I've been like that, but I remember vividly when I was in my teens. Vividly, I remember those days. I remember those days in my teens. Just felt like I wanted to fit in. I wanted to enjoy life, not be judged. Maybe I got to stand this way to get a girl. Maybe I got to look a certain way to be approved by the crowd, be approved by that group of people over there, to be approved by maybe those females over there, just to be approved of, you know, just that club scene or that out and about scene. So you just feel like you don't want to you don't want to feel like the outcast. You don't want to feel like the outsider. There's been times I felt like I need to fit in more with my family. There's times you could be at a picnic, a family barbecue, and you feel like everybody's doing their thing, and you doing your thing too with the family. But there's a part of you that feels like, am I forcing this? Am I naturally at this? And there are some family members you guys can relate that you really genuinely like can't wait to be around. You can't wait to dap it up or love or hang out, talk the talk you haven't seen in a while, shoot the breeze. Natural. Those are natural. That's not really fitting in. That's just like you have a natural bond with certain family members. That's normal. But then there's times you go through these, big gatherings. It could be a Thanksgiving gathering. It could be like I grew up in a church, so you go to these church gatherings and everybody's like yapping before church, during church, after church. And I remember as a who knows teenager, I'm trying to like see what's going on. Maybe I should mingle a little bit and yap a little bit. And it felt very awkward. I'm just telling you, there were kids my age. They seemed like they just enjoy hanging around like that. Not just in church, but just after school, just doing something. And I didn't know any better. You just go with the herd. It's cool when you go with the herd, no one really bothers you when you go with the herd. But when you start going against the grain and you go against the grain, that's when it's kind of like, oh, why is he so different? Why is he over there in that corner? And why we're over here playing games, but that person's over there kind of chilling. I'm that person over there chilling. I'm not that person that's going to be hanging around 10 people. I'm the one in that corner chilling. And so that's how I am. Even when I was as a model, you go through some of these castings and some of these auditions. There's times you feel like talking to people. There might be one or two people that you might be familiar with, you don't know well, but you're familiar with, and so you maybe hang out with them, talk to them. But then there's been times I'll go to a big casting, a big audition, and you don't know anyone from a can of paint, and you will see people meeting people, trying to get to know people. That was rarely me. Even and I felt like I was insecure in my most of my 20s, even though my outer appearance looked a little confidence. Maybe in some people looked like it was intimidating, and probably did intimidate some people. I mean, a tall, dark brother, over 6 feet tall, that has his head on right, shoulders back, laid back, look confident. But part of me was kind of like, I wonder if they like me. I wonder if they really. I wonder if that judge likes me. I wonder if that person likes me. The people that's picking for whatever, and I've done many, or at least gone to many castings. I mean, it could have been uh, a show because I did acting as well, and so I mean, I've gone out for lots of acting roles. As you know, I was trying to do that for a little bit too as I was modeling. I mean, I tried every commercial in sight at that time. This is 20, 25 years ago. From a Nike ad, I tried to do Nike. I did Nike, but multiple times they've had, every year Nike or Target or Best Buy or any major company is going to be doing something. Even Fruit of the Looms. I've done a Fruit of the Looms commercial. Yes, me back in the day. Just a lot of things. Just a lot of things. I mean, I've gone out to some castings and you don't get picked. You just don't get picked. And then you wonder, like, you're kind of curious, like, why didn't I get picked? And then you want to find out who did they pick. And every now and then you will find out who they picked. And then that's when you start like, I got a better body than that person. I got a better look than that person. I got a better physique than that person. I got better skin tone than that person. You start nitpicking. You know how it goes. Everybody, even to this day, people do stuff like that, even at castings. Like recently, there was a New York swim week, and a month ago was Miami Swim Week. I guarantee when people are showing off their bodies, everybody's judging. Everybody's looking up and down, just like a fitness pageant, a bodybuilding competition, Mr. Olympia. Everybody, everybody's judging people up and down. Like, oh, I know I got better abs than that person. Oh, I know I look better than that person. My physical appearance look better. I'm taller than that. I got bigger. I got bigger shoulders than that person. They just natural. It is natural. It's natural to look at somebody and you feel like you got something over that person. And I look at, and this is when, like me being in behind the cameras now, I see it firsthand what they are most people, I mean, most people are looking for. There's a lot of things, especially for models, and let me park right there when I talk about models. There's things, and I said this maybe last week, a couple weeks ago. I said there's attributes I love. I mean, you got to have the basics walking in the door. You basically got to have the basics walking in the door. The 6'1" for a male. 6'1" and nice broad shoulders or strong shoulders. Um, I like I like long legs. I don't like long torsos. I just feel like it doesn't look right when you like kind of balance. I like the, the giraffe legs, I call them. And you can be 6'2", 6'3", and have awful, symmetry. You can have awful, just how your balance of your body is. It's like, man, he don't have no legs. He's all torso, but he's 6'4". And I'd rather have someone 6 feet or 6'1" with long legs. Torso might. I don't want the torso to be so small, but I'd rather have that. The legs are the key. Legs, female, same thing, 5'9". I have someone 5'8", 5'8" on my team right now, and I've had people 5'7" on my team, but I'd rather have a 5'9" person, a female. But when you have nice legs, long giraffe legs, perfect. Now we can get to the face, the features, and the chisel. You gotta have that jawline. That's the key. You gotta have a jawline. You gotta have that. I call it, the what would I say, like the martini glass. You gotta have the martini glass. And the martini glass is simple. And you guys can do this. I can take my glasses off. And I wish I would have had a martini glass on me, but maybe one of these shows I will have a martini glass on me. But you can have a martini glass, and And the top of the martini glass is right there where your eyes are. Boom, right there. Martini, so boom, right there. The V, that's the martini right there. So that should be right here. Boom, boom, the V right there. Boom, martini, boom. The stem, boom. The end, boom. If you are like this and if I see that glass coming down here and it's touching your lip, then we having problems. That means you have a long face, and I don't want a long face. And I don't want a scrunched up face either. But you got to have a jawline. I like jawlines on my models. Now, have I used people without a jawline? Of course I have. I mean, I've been in this game for what, 30 years? As far as owner, fashion shows, 15 years, 14 going on 15 years. I have used models I look back on like, why the hell did I use that model? I don't get it. There's times we all make errors, but you get better. You should get better every time. Every time you do something, you go back. I'm like a football player. I used to play basketball and football. I go back and study my films. I go back and study my fashion shows. And thank you guys for coming in. Hello, hello, hello. But I come in and I actually study everything. I study um, just fashion shows. And I said, oh, I wish that model could have walked better. Oh, I wish the music would have been playing better, or I wish that song would have been on at this time that model came out. Oh, I wish I could have, this a certain. I wish I could have done the order differently. I wish that one strong model would have been in the front instead of in the middle. And then there's some they just miss it. There are some models they miss it. They just miss it. But I'm my worst critic. I take blame for a lot of things, unless a model just be a jerk and do something dumb, which has happened. I've had models be really dumb, do something like I had a model. He thought he was Justin Timberlake out there. He thought he was Usher. He goes out on the stage, walks down the stage, and now he's dancing. And I'm like, is this? Am I? Did I just see what he just did? He did a spin, and he's trying to do the moonwalk on the stage. Well, of course, I never used him again. There are some stupid models out there. There are stupid models. Models think it's all about them. I mean, I picked you. You have a presence. You have a look. That should be enough. Now, this you should be like a coat hanger here. When I see a coat hanger and I'm giving you my garments, here's a coat hanger. You should be walking out on the runway like a coat hanger. Let the audience see. Turn around. None of this. We don't need all that. They're not there for you. They're not there for you. I mean, if I tell you to do something, if I tell you, why don't you take your glasses off? I like a choreograph. There's a couple people in here. They know how you doing. How you doing, guys? I see you, my brother. You know who you are. One of my models is in there. I see you, a photographer in there. Hello, hello, hello. And if I tell you to do something, like I have like choreograph. Hey, I want you to move around the stage. I want you to hold a girl's hand or guy do something with the female. You be behind the female. I'll choreograph that part. That's fine. I like to have a show. I put on a show. I like my shows. I don't like my shows to be bland. I want my shows to have some pizzazz to it. So, but like I said, there has been times models have missed it because either I didn't watch it, and that part of it is my fault because maybe I didn't audition them correctly. So, just like anything, like a head coach in football, you got to put people in the right place for your team to win. You got to. That's on the coaches, right? If Tom Brady's the coach, or not coach, but Tom Brady's the quarterback, and I'm Bill Parcells, I got to make sure I got to put Tom Brady in that situation to make sure he doesn't, throw an interception, doesn't fumble. You got to make sure you put your game plan in place. That's me as a designer. I got to make sure I put my models in the best position for all of us to win, for me to sell garments, for me to put on a great show. People got their money's worth, and there's buyers in the audience like, hey, that was a clean show. That show was perfect. Now there's someone who's going to be above me too. There's a production that's above me. They got to make sure. that designer knows what he's doing, and then that designer is like a trickle down effect to have a perfect show. So, but as far as me picking my models, that's on me. So there's times I miss that too. There's times that's why I'm, when I see resumes online, when I look at people's stories and or pages, and I see, oh, that guy looks nice, 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 nice in the pictures. But when I see them in person, when they say they're 6'2" and they got this build and all that, there's times people will put their resume out there and they'll say 6'2", 6'3", female 5'9", 5'10". And when I see them in person, because you can't fool me, I used to model. I'm 6'2", damn near 6'2". I might have lost maybe a half inch over the years as I got older. That comes with time and age, as you guys know. But when I see someone that says their height, oh, you can't get past me. If you 6'2", I better be looking you just like that, like a boxer looking at each other in the ring. I don't want to see like me looking down. If I'm looking down, I'm like, you 6'2"? You sure you 6'2"? Because you look like you about 5'11", and we're gonna have some problems. we're gonna have some problems. You come on. And females, Lord have mercy. I don't know if I've had this happen. You're 5'9" with heels. You're 5'10" with heels. Take the damn heels off. 6-inch stilettos. Come on, please. Please. Take the damn heels off. Let me see how, because I got an idea how tall you are. Huh? You're 5'5". Unbelieve me, I've had some 5'4" people come to my audition when I put, like, hey, I'm looking for 5'9" and above. Believe me, shake my head. I see 5'4" people coming in. I'm serious. I've seen 5'4" coming to my auditions. Same with males. 5'9" coming to my auditions. And I'm just looking. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Did I miss something? I gotta go back and look at my post because did I say 5'9" and above? No, I don't think so. I think hmm. And so the things I know, I'm talking about fashion a little bit. And I got off my little subject because I said the topic is really fitting out and not fitting in, and I'll circle back to that. But what I'm about to get to is there has to be some type of uniqueness, and I look for the it factor when it comes to models. If you don't, this is your little difference. If you have something that's you're 6 feet and I want someone 6'1", 6'1.5", you are looking. It's something unique about you, that it factor that I love. And you walk where you walk with confidence. And there's something about you. You grab the cameras. That I look at. You're not a normal person. You're basically fitting out. They're not you're not with the herd. The herd over here is 6'2" and above. 6'2" to 6'5" is all in this group right here. But here you are so confident. You walk up to me and you're 6 feet. You walk up to me and you're 5'11", and you got like, wow, a massive confidence, the perfect jawline, the perfect look, the symmetry with the eyes. Remember I said about the martini glass. You have the martini glass going. And I said earlier about the martini glass. You got that martini glass right there in the eyes. Boom, boom, boom. You have that. And you walk with confidence. You grab my attention. Now, okay, you might not have the height, and I have done this. You might not have the height, but you have an it factor that I like. That is, I call it fitting out, but you fit it out for me to take you in. So, but as far as fitting out, like I said, fitting out could be in everything. Fitting out at a job. How many times have you been at a job and you feel like I'm not sitting around that group of people? They gossip about everybody. And then they look at you like an outsider, like, oh, you who you think you are? Who you think you are? You think you are that? You think, oh, because I'm not talking about Michelle over here. I'm not talking about George over here. You're sleeping with other people. You think that's cool, but everybody's sleeping with each other in that little corner, and you sitting in that little corner right there, like you just by yourself, just eating your Cheetos and your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and just minding your own business. And for some reason, people don't like you if you just want to sit in the corner and just read a book. Yeah, I want to read this book. I just want to read a book. And why can't I just read this book? This is a good book. Think and Grow Rich. It's a good book to have. It's a lot of things. Napoleon Hill. You guys don't know Napoleon Hill? It's a good author. It's a good book. But I'm just saying, I could be in the corner, and this happened a lot. I've actually had people interrupt my reading because 20 people are over there chilling, eating whatever, talking about people. And here I am, like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I've had one or two people from that group or from another group come over. Hey, what you reading? What you reading? And I'm just like, I used to always be like open to talk to people. Now I just shut things down. It got to the point, I guess to the point I had to put like paper over like a regular blank paper over my books because people wanted to know what I was reading. People are so damn nosy. When they don't know much about you, that's when the rumors start too. When they don't know much about you, the rumors will start. If you start fitting out, get ready for the rumors. I've had some ugly ass rumors, from jobs to family to even friends or fake ass friends. I'm not their friend now. Thank you, Lord. When you fit out and you don't talk, you have 1 or 2 word conversations with people because they really want to know who who are you, who are you, and you just give them a little bit. And now it's a lot easier with social media. They can Google names up now. It's a lot easier to Google names up. My name is kind of popular now. That it's not hard to Google, my name and say, hey, oh, he's a designer. Oh my God. Let's let me Google him up some more. Oh, he used to model. Oh, he did that. Oh, but before social media, believe me, before social media, they didn't have a clue like what I did and what my accomplishments, what I put, what I've done. And so they started throwing rumors out there. Well, he's hiding something. Maybe no, maybe he like guys. I don't know. He looked kind of sweet anyway. I don't know. I haven't seen him flirt with anybody. I don't. Girl, have you seen him? Have you seen him talk to anybody? Has he tried to talk to you? I know you look good. No, he ain't. And you know how those girls are at work. Those little girls at work, they be thinking all that. Like every guy should be talking to them. But when you don't give them no airplay, you just look at them normal. You might even ignore them. Or you be a gent. That's the worst thing too. You be a gentleman towards a girl, while everybody's gawking at this girl, throwing everything, throwing pics at the girl. Those sexual pics at the girl, throwing everything, and this girl's like taking it all in. She can just play this guy like a yo-yo. But then you come up, hi, my name is Perry, or whatever your name, and you be respectful, nice and respectful. They still will find a way to talk bad about you. He should have flirted with me. He should have asked me for my number. And then it's kind of like a turn down, like a diss. If you don't ask, if you don't flirt, it's like, is there something wrong? There must be something. I know it. I know I'm fine. There's something wrong with him. And they're gonna start thinking you gay. They start thinking throwing everything in the book at you. Oh, he hiding in the closet. Oh, I know. Maybe he don't got that big one down there. He's probably too shy. It's just ridiculous. And that was pre-social media days. Today, let's throw social media. Let's put it in play right now. If people still don't know much about you, and this happened at multiple, maybe a couple productions within the last 3 or 4 years, is you go to productions, fitting out. I'm not trying to. I'm there for business. When I go to a production, even the people I deal with today, when I go in to do a fashion show, I'm not. Yeah, you talk to the people that you need to talk to. You're not trying to be an asshole. Talk to people you need to talk to. Where's my dressing room? Where's my rack? Where's this? Where's the makeup? Where's the hair? All right. Where's my garments? Let's get busy. I'm not going to be around talking to everybody, see who all the fine girls up in here, see who's all in the audience, trying to be seen. A lot of these people would do that. A lot of these designers would do that. A lot of these models would do that. And even as a model, it was like I'm there for business. Now, yeah, I had my little fun back in the day, 20s or whatever, but at the same time, I always felt like I'm here for a show. I'm here to do a show. All that other stuff, I'll deal with you later. If a girl likes me or, someone wants to talk to me afterwards, great. But not during business. Even I had that business mind frame back in my 20s. 20s, you know, 30s. It's like, you want to talk to me? Talk to me after. Talk to me after the show. But you still got people that will still feel like something is wrong because everybody, all the models are flirting with these girls before the show. All these models, and it's funny because now you have females, female because I do both males and females for the fashion shows. And so now you got females involved, and then some of these females, I don't deal with them. And believe me, they think some of them walk in and I cut the attitude out. They come in and some of them think they're God's gift. And they might look nice, but it's like, I'm here for business. I'm not here to try to flirt with you. You work for me. Your ass is on that runway. None of this favor stuff. There's been a couple females that have crossed the line with me, and I haven't used them since. There's been some females that have bogarted. Hey, I'm going to be walking last. Because, normally the privilege of walking last is like, that's their best model normally. But not for me. Not for me. I look at all my lineup is equal from first to seventh to 12th to last. It doesn't matter where you are in the lineup. Every outfit is a story. So if I put you first, be thankful. If I put you second, be thankful. Fifth, sixth, seventh, be thankful. If I put you last, you feel like you're the baddest because you're last? Good. But to me, you're just like everybody else. I don't treat you any different. Now, to the audience, some people in the audience might think, oh, that last suit is his best suit. Or that last person that walked out, okay, I see why he's the last person. But if they follow me, that last person that walked out from me, if he walks for me again, he might be fourth in line. See? So like I said, there's been some models that have crossed the line with me, and I don't play that. I remember there was a time when I was a model that I was just happy just to be in the lineup, especially for a big show. You're just happy to be in the lineup. Thank you guys for coming in. I see you. I see you. YouTube, I see you too. I got you guys on both YouTube and Instagram. So live, live, live. But when you do a big show, just be thankful to be in the show. The audience is serious. The cameras, you got publications there. You got the Gettys. You got everybody. And I do shows that have them all. So it's beautiful to have that. So every model will get a nice picture, tear sheets, might get even looked at by top agencies for Ford models, Wilhelmina, etc., Elite. Be thankful to be in the lineup. There's millions of models that would love to be in your position. So you come in with an attitude, thinking you better than everybody. You thinking you just pass everybody up. I want to be your last. I should be walking out with you. I've actually had a model a couple years ago demanded to walk out with me. You know what she did? I said, no, you're not walking out with me. This woman happened to be laying in the back while everybody, because if people don't that's in here that don't know about modeling, when you do like a flood, that means that all the show, all the after everybody has gone and done their little up and down, everybody comes out for the last little hurrah, the last little round, the flood, I call it. And she happened to just stay in the back, waiting to walk out with me. And I'm like, how come you're not out there with the other models? I could have embarrassed her right there, but me being kind, I said, okay, you walk out with me, but your ass is walking behind me. That means that I'm going to be seen, not you. And so that's what I did. So I walked out while she walked behind me. She was barely seen. And then I scolded the hell out of her because that's how I do business. I mean, I could have made it fit backstage. Plus, how would it look if I'm cursing someone out backstage while all my models are out on the stage waiting for me to come out? And I'm coming out angry. I'm coming out, just looking confused or whatever to the audience because I just got them cursing somebody out. Or it could have been bad, really bad, that I don't come out at all because there's something going on in the back room. So what happens is I scold the person out. When I seen that person again, that person has not walked for me since. And she's disappeared. Thank God. And she wasn't worth it. She was not worth it. And that person knows who they are. You just don't play you don't play games with me. When people do stuff like that, good luck, because I always feel like karma gets you and bites you in the ass when you mess with me. It always happens. It doesn't matter what show it is. It doesn't matter who it is. Count how many friends have you had in the last 5 years, or former friends or whatever. And if you have a good heart and you know you did well and you didn't hurt anyone, you don't know if you offended anyone, and they just come and go out of your life. It's just amazing. Like for me, I don't hear about them again. I don't know about for you. For me, I just once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I give you chances. I've had people that worked on my team, and you see their flaws, and you overlook them. Okay, young person, give them a chance. And then they do it again, do something wrong again, give them another chance. I give people too many. Maybe I'm too nice. I give people too many chances. But the good thing is when I give out chances and you still don't get it right, when I let you go, I don't look back. There is no I wonder what if. There is no I wish I would have held on to him one more season, one more time. Maybe you would have got it right. But if I'm giving you subtle warnings throughout the journey, throughout the time together, and you still don't get it right, um, it's a character issue. It's like someone not being on time. That's a bothersome for me when you're not on time because and then you do it. Okay, it happens once you're in traffic, whatever. It happens. Well, I've been there. Happens 2 or 3 times. Okay, now they're messing up your time. I've lost a friend. Thought was a friend because I had an interview. I had something to do. She did it more than one time. Being late on her schedule. They're not my friend anymore. I value time, and they should value your time. They should value you. Things happen, but when you give them that extra rope, and I give you your rope, and I'm saying here's your rope because I'm not gonna hang you. You are gonna hang yourself, and that's what happens. Those people, most of the time, when I let people go, when I let friends go, when I let a coworker go, or not a coworker, but a person that works for me, when I let them go, maybe one time a person has tried to crawl back in my good graces. One time. The other times, no. You know why? Because they know there's a guilt on them. They know what they did wrong. They know. Like because it's like a movie going across your face. I'm giving you every little indication what you did wrong while we were together. And so they'll be a fool to come back and crawl back and beg and beg and beg. Like I said, there's one person, and I gave him one more chance. And guess what? He blew it. Let's see what happens. So as I gotten in this business longer, more and more, it's like you have to roll your sleeves up a little bit more and just be a drill sergeant because people will try you, especially in this business. People will try you. Um, and there's a lot of things I can go on about. But when I was talking about earlier about fitting out instead of fitting in, and it's just I always feel like you're gonna always get ahead, especially if you have confidence. You have confidence, just like I can draw something. Or perfect example, what color's in right now for fashion? I don't know. I don't give a damn. That's fitting out because I'm not trying to Google what's the hot color for this year. What's the hot trend? Is it is it a suit coat with shorts? If you weren't listening to my podcast like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said suit shorts. I don't think it was heard of in the early '90s, especially in the United States. Suit shorts, maybe in the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, any islands. Suit shorts were hot probably in the '80s, probably like Miami Vice, suit shorts, whatever. But when I did it, like early mid '90s, when I did suit shorts, it was like unheard of, you know. And I came from Minnesota, doing it in Minnesota, suit shorts. I did that. Talking about fitting out, talking about not following trends. Like I said before, I set trends. I don't follow trends. I don't care. I don't give a damn what color is in right now. Give me blue. One of my favorite colors. I love red, white, and silver, whatever, and some black. I like them all. I like those are my main colors. But if someone tells me red is not in, I'm gonna be like, well, not in for you. But red's gonna always be in for me, unless I do a fashion line that specifically is not gonna have red in it. But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I don't care. That's what I say. That's fitting out. That's just me. I don't care. I'm gonna set this trend. Now you can follow me. I always say it's flattery. It's flattering when someone's trying to copy you. I've had some copycats. Maybe I'll do a full show about copycats. Um, yeah, I had to do a full, I had to do another show about copycats. I caught this one designer years ago. I didn't know him that well, but I seen his designs, before, and he did not have no resemble of what I was doing at that time. And then one day, I see what he was doing, and I'm like, that kind of reminds me of my brand, and I called him out on it. And boy, he was mad. He was, people get defensive, and that's your guilt. There's your results right there. There's your ha ha. Because he was guilty as charged, cursing me out. You wish you can be me. I'm like, please, I never want to be, especially his sorry ass. I mean, I love me. I mean, I'm not in love with me, but I am not trying to be you. I said, I called you out. You didn't call me out. I called you out. I called a spade a spade. And when I say something, it sticks because well, they say that's the Virgo energy. I don't, I just, when I talk, I don't play around. My words are short. My memory is long. So when I say something, um, it's going to stick. That's how I look at it. So when people are guilty and they lie, oh, I hate, oh, liars. My God. That's one thing. I mean, there's so many things I can go on and on about, but liars, it's over. I don't care who you are. I mean, I don't even like family members that lie. And I give them the silent treatment for a very long time. And it might get to the point we may have to part ways for life. And that's family. So a friend that I barely know, you lie, it's over. There is no coming back. Female relationship, you lie, it's over. You looked me dead in the face and you told me that, and you know it's not true, and you had this serious look in walking up to me, what does that make me? You gave it when liars think about things, they gotta rehearse it. It's like an actor. They gotta rehearse their lies. They gotta go in the mirror, they gotta go in front of they might have to go in front of another friend and say the lie. And then finally they gonna come to you with that perfect lie because they've been rehearsing it. They've been reading that. Oh yeah. Well, I know I was, and this is what happened, and this is what they got to rehearse that. They got to rehearse it, and then they're gonna come to you with that lie, and then rehearse it 10,000 times so it can sound just right. And I might take it at first. I'm like, oh, well, that's what happened. Okay. And I say 9 times out of 10, I'll catch them. I might catch them right away. And every now and then, I will I will just let them know. Mm-mm, it's not gonna work. No, no. And they might say, "Well, you call me a liar?" I was like, "I think you already answered your own question, but it's time to move on." Then I'm one of those cold guys. I don't have time to argue. You argue, there's a piece of you, when you argue with people, there's a piece of you that still wants to be around that person. There's a there's a part of you that still wants to, just make it right. But when you just give a person the cold silent treatment, it's like you gone, you ghosted them. That's like, people get hurt. I remember my roommate said that years ago. He said, "Man, I would hate to get in an argument with you. You just cut people off and don't even talk back to them and just walk outside." And I used to laugh. I laugh at it back then. I was like 18, 19 years old. But it was right. And I didn't know. Of course, I wasn't together. I didn't know all those things back then. There's things you don't know until years later. 18, 19. Who knows everything at 18, 19, 20 years old? But it's amazing, like I said, when I did that, the suit shorts at 18, 19 years old. And people loved it. You just don't know that's your gift. That's your gifts. You don't know that. You don't know that back then. Same thing with your personality traits. You don't know that. You don't know that that was your trait back then. Giving out silent treatments when you feel like people gas you, people BS you. Like, you don't have time for that. You just move on. And at that time, there was no cell phones. So this is funny because this is like a old school landline. I got a landline, a little old school landline. This is what we had. You see, this is what we had. Hello, hello, da da da. We had this. So the landline phone. That's what we had. And that phone be ringing. That phone be ringing. That phone be ringing, and you just like, you just take it and just like click, 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 and they be calling, and they're like, and then when you finally, if you do run into them, "Man, I tried to call you 15,000 times. I know you was home between 12 and 5. Like, yeah, and how come you didn't pick up? I didn't feel like picking up. Did you hear the phone? Yeah, I heard the phone ring. I heard you ring 2,000 times. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what's up? You tell me. Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. But yeah, so fitting out. I've always felt like I was an outcast, even in family. I felt like I was a black sheep. Anybody had black sheep in their family? You guys know black sheep. So black sheep, growing up, and now you feel like you're the special one, the chosen one, or whatever you want to call it in the family. But being a black sheep is, at the time, I didn't like it. I always felt like that is fitting out. That's naturally fitting out, not purposely. That's just your natural. You fit it out the family. Family was natural doing this, except for you, except for me. Fitting out, family started with family. Started with family fitting out, not knowing why they held information from me. Why did mama and daddy hold information from me? Why? How come I was always the last one to get the story of something that happened to someone in the family? Or you didn't get the story at all. I've gotten, even recently, I've gotten stories that came across me that happened 2 years ago, and you just now finding out through third and fourth channels. Make it make sense. I've had stories, growing up. You like, I didn't know that person died like that. I didn't know that person was sick. I didn't know that person. Why am I now getting it? Everybody knew besides me. That that used to burn me up. But now I understand. It's cool when you understand your answers looking backwards. It is cool when you understand this is the situation that happened to you. Um, Fitting out. I remember playing basketball, college basketball, and everybody is, I don't know, it felt like my basketball team, and I was an athlete. I was actually good. It's just it just seems like everybody was in their a little clique. And I hung out with a couple people. It was cool too, but it just seemed like that it was like a certain clique that, like, we went on the road. There was a big clique of people that used to go to these places, and it'd be me and one other person. Would be just over here. I wasn't by myself all the time as in college, but it just seemed like everybody was with this 7 to 8 people. They went everywhere. They went to the strip joints. They went off. Not me, not us, me and a person. We just like hung out with ourselves, I guess. It's just like, what's up with this? And then there's times I would go home by myself and be like, damn, how come no one is inviting me to parties? How come no one? I mean, of course, you're college. You want to be invited to every party. You're in college. You want to be invited to parties. I'm not invited to no parties. If I am, I'm going on like on my own. Like, I'll meet you there, or you just happen to show up. It's funny when you're not invited to places, and then you just happen to show up at some places. Some people act like, oh, oh, you're here. Oh, I didn't know you were coming. I've had that happen even as a adult. Like, yeah, 19, 20 years old, not a big deal. But when it happens, and it's like something happened like 3 or 4 years ago, that happened. Like, one person I thought I was cool with, not cool anymore. We're not friends anymore. But I remember showing up at an event that he was there to support somebody else, and I just happened to be there. He said that exact same thing. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you were going to be here." And I looked at him like, "Oh, is there a problem with that?" A few months later, we stopped talking. People show their hands early. I mean, now it's hard to. I'm not in the business to try to make friends anymore. Like, I used to be an open book. Open. Hey, how you doing? Conversate everybody. Just talk to everybody. Not anymore. I'll say hi to you. I'm not gonna be standoffish. Hi, I know how you doing. We ain't gonna be breaking bread and drinking beer together. Oh no. Ain't gonna be no let's change numbers and let's catch up. Hell to the no. Those days are over. I don't know you from a can of paint. And I'm not trying to open up the can of paint either. Oh no, it's over. It's over. People had their chance. They had their chances with me. I'm doing my thing. I like it, and I don't mind. I'm not, when they say you're alone, but I'm want to be a loner and all that. That's fine, but I'm never alone, and I enjoy my company. When you can get to that point, you're confident eating dinner by yourself, going to movies by yourself. That's fitting out. Going to movies, going to a high end, not just an average place, a dinner movie, high end dinner movie, dressing up like this, and yes, I do. I dress up like this, going to a big ass dinner movie, and people look at you like, "Who's your date?" There's times the server will ask you, the waiter will ask you, uh, "Table for two?" No, but if you want to, yeah, me and myself, go ahead. Or table for three, me and myself and I, yeah. Put a napkin over there, silverware, napkin over there, silverware, all that. Huh? Yeah, I'll order a drink for me, myself, and I. There you go. Huh? Ain't no one coming. Nope. But just leave the extra silverware right there. I'll be fine. I love dressing up and going to places by myself. I love going to, it doesn't matter what it is. Now, there was a time, I never forget, it had been like 2005 or something like that. Because before that, I will go to small places by myself, go to like who knows, it could be a Subway or McDonald's or whatever, and eat your little, because normally people do that. No big deal. But one day, I dressed up. This is way before I was in like fashion, but I didn't have my brand. So I was wearing some nice clothes, and I said, this weekend I'm gonna go to a nice top lounge, eat some great food, Italian restaurant, and it was like a high end. Like, I'm gonna go there by myself. It was the first time I ever done that, like really high end. It was like 2005. Put that suit on. I had a full suit on, and I was looking fly as hell. I had the shoes all shine. Wasn't wearing the glasses at the time. And I walked in, and they have like it's like kind of dark in there. And I just walked in, And it's like the person I remember it was like they were looking like I was expecting somebody else to show up. They said, "Here's the table." Gave me a nice table, and I never forget there was a group talking about fading out. It had been a group of 5 people, maybe 4 or 5 people, couple guys, couple girls, or 3 girls, or whatever. They were sitting not next to me, but like kind of above me. But here I am, slowly taking that leap of faith of eating out at a big restaurant, just eating out high end. And people, that group, I never forget that group was looking, they were laughing, and maybe they were laughing on their, like, the, who knows, cracking jokes just with their own group. But part of me was thinking, I wonder if they're laughing at me because it's been 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes. There's no girl coming. There's not even a partner coming, a brother coming, 25, 30. Here I am, got my bread, got my pasta, and I'm digging in. And for some reason, I wasn't even like scared anymore. I got past that jittery feeling. I was getting confidence more and more as I was sitting down. I felt like this is it. I belong. That was the day Perry Jones, the designer, was born. That day, that day. I can't remember. It was 2005, but it had to been like, who knows? It could have been August or September of that year. But I was born that day. I took off the old me, and from that point on, it was like no one could tell me what to do. And from that point on, I felt like I didn't need an audience to have a good time. I didn't need um, a girl to just complete me to go out on, like, I take myself out. Those are my dates now. I take even to this day, just like I'm going to treat myself to a movie this week. I treated myself to some, what they call it, Dairy Queen. Like it was like a peanut butter parfait. I wanted a peanut butter parfait last night at Dairy Queen. So it's, but it takes time to develop that, and so you feel like you're fitting out, and you're fitting way out. But I got to the point I fitted so out that to me, I'm fitting in to myself. I learned more about me. I fit into myself because I had to fit out to the world. You see that? The world was out while I was in, and I'm still in. I am in. And so that point on, I was dressing up, going everywhere, going to Vegas by myself, going to spend money on myself, uh, entertain myself, everything you can think of. Every place that you think that people can ball, people that can have a good time at concerts, uh, dinner, movies, major entertainment places, most of the time you're going to see a crowd, right? I choose to do it alone. And there's times, yeah, have I, since this 2005 is 20 years ago, have I gone out on many dates and have fun with other people? Of course I have. I'm not lonely forever. Hell no. I'm just saying I don't need an audience to be entertained. And I feel good. I actually get a high off of it when I walk around. Like I walked around Virginia Beach the other day. I just moved to Virginia Beach for the season. And people probably know that I'm new. And when they see that I was walking around with a velvet short sleeve red, I had a like a cranberry velvet shirt on. And Virginia Beach is hot as hell. Humidity is hot. 80 degrees at night. Humid. Boom. But it was short sleeve velvet shirt. Beautiful. Wore white shorts, and I had my cranberry red and white shoes, like loafers. Talk about get a vision of that. And I'm walking up and down, the strip, hearing the waves and everything, and seeing the beautiful scenery of Virginia Beach. 757 is in the house. Hey, hey, hey. Um, and I've seen a crowd of people. You see like guys hanging out with their girls, walking up and down, them kind of looking. Hmm. You see a group of people, like some brothers walking up and down. They be in their groups, they pack like rat packs, and they looking at you like, I walk with confidence. I'm by myself, walking, and I'll just be looking. I'll be smirking at people. Hi, I love smirking at people. I went to the Hilton. They have like this rooftop, nice little setup up there in Virginia Beach, and I went to the rooftop. Everybody got damn near a couple, or girls with girls, guys with guys, hanging out with their girl groupies, guys hanging out with their brothers. And then you got a few couples up there. And maybe one or two people might be isolated by themselves. And I walk up there, yeah, I'm by myself too. And of course, you get a couple girls want to talk to you, yap, conversation. Yeah, I'm not rude. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And you had this one little chick follow me around the club or this little nightlife event. Little not a lot. She not wasn't a little lady, but nice elderly lady, beautiful lady. Just walked around. You feel good because someone's checking you out. I've always, it feels good to because we all want to be liked. That's just an inner core. We all want to be liked. We all want to be wanted. That is always like that. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to lose sleep over it either. So it feels good. It feels good. And what I'm saying is be you, but don't blend in with the crowd. If I had to put a bow on this message tonight, is be you. Don't um, don't be forced by society. That could be anything. Don't be forced to go with the herd. Don't be forced to just because they made that decision and everybody's going left and go right and all that stuff, and you'll find paradise over there. But in your heart, you feel like that's not for you. That's not for you. You feel like you need to take this route over here, and you're gonna be just as successful, if not more. Take it. That is you. You are born. You're by yourself when you got in this world, and you're gonna die by yourself. Ain't gonna be no, oh yeah, you're gonna be blended in with someone when you die. No, no, you came in this world alone. You're gonna die alone. Why fit in when the best thing to do is fit out? Because when you first got in this world, you was out. You came out. You had to put you in. They force you to get in. They force you to go to that school. They force you to do that. Once you start figuring it out and you find out who you really are, that's when it's time to branch out. And that's how you find out what you like. And that's how you find out more about yourself, by fitting out and not fitting in. Keep it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to end that right there, fellas. Thank you so much for coming in. I see you. Thank you for the love. Um, I'm back. You see my garments behind me right there. Yes, and I feel like I might be getting back to doing this 2 days a week. We're getting closer to the fashion season right now, and so now I'm going to start cranking it up. You see me talking a little bit about models and what I like and what I'm looking for. I will probably push that a little bit more as we get closer to the shows here about models, and because I care. I remember I was a model before, and so I care about models. I care about I care about fashion. I care about everything when it comes to fashion, and so I try to encourage you. I try to encourage the models. I try to encourage everything that's involved with fashion. So when I'm giving you pointers and giving you tips, don't take it personally. Either you have it or not. But I always say this: someone, it might not be me, but someone's gonna like your look. So don't give up on your looks. Don't give up on you. And remember, the more unique you are, the more confident you are, you're gonna be a bad person in a good way. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you already got it right here, but I do have another channel, Perry Jones Collection. The YouTube is Perry Jones, and yeah, if you want to branch out, I don't really get to Facebook that much, but I am on there, same name. My website is perryjonesii.com, and I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much. We are going to do this every Sunday, and we were doing this on Thursdays as well. So I will probably get back into doing it. I'm just thinking, should I do it on Wednesday afternoon? Maybe we'll see. But maybe it might be evening. I might do everything more at night. I feel like nighttime might be the best time. So until something changes, I will start doing my shows Sunday. Probably it might be earlier than this because right now we're looking at 1 o'clock on the East Coast, so it'll probably be a little earlier than this. And I probably will try to do it probably like 2 or 3 o'clock Eastern time. So that will be whatever you guys can adjust your schedules on that. And I'm trying to decide if I should get back to doing it every Thursday or should I go back to Wednesday. That's when I first started doing it, was on Wednesday. So I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna start doing this twice a week, and I'm looking forward to talking and seeing you guys again. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we're going to sign off right there. Peace and blessings, and I love you all.